What's up, guys? Shane again, bringing you another deck profile. As I said in my Sword Soul video, I would be looking to bring a Floowandereeze deck profile as well. Like I said, they got some new support in Battle of Chaos, the long-awaited quick play spell. I think this helps the deck just become a bit more consistent. I don't think it breaks the deck. I don't think it's going to make it meta-defining at this point in time, but I think it definitely gives it a bit more ability to keep up with the meta, especially if it's allowed to go first and set up. So without further ado, I'll go through the deck profile. So we'll start off with the main deck as always, playing 3 Rubina. Pretty standard and self-explanatory. It's the searcher of the deck, searches any level 4 lower wing beast. You know, you ideally want to see this in your opening hand if you can if you can see it, but obviously with the new consistency boost, it's a lot easier to get to Rubina a little bit sooner. Of course, free Eaglin as well. Again, searches any level 8 or is it level 8 or higher? I forget the wording. Level 7 or higher wing beast from your deck, any single one. Like I said, this will get you into the boss monsters, and it's just a good way, literally to get to the big boys. Like I said, these are 2 of the best cards. I want to try and see them in your opening hands. I have had the occasion where I've seen too many Eaglins and not enough Rubinas, but you know, it is what it is. So I know, again, this is another deck where people will play different ratios of different birds. I quite like 2 Tokan and 2 Stree. I don't think it's the end of the world now if you see too many of the birds in your hand, especially if you open up a map on one bird. That's effectively full combo. If you're lucky enough to see the map, and obviously if you have the quick play spell, you can just banish off one of these. I would rather have combo starters than have no birds in my opening hand. So this is what I like at the moment. I think 1 and 1 is still fine, but I like 2 and 2, especially with Tokan being able to recycle a lot of the banished stuff. I think sometimes you want to just get him into rotation a bit sooner. So that's it for the level 1 birds. Until we get a new bird, who knows. Of course, you've got to play the 1 barrier statue. You know, in the day you can search it off Rubina and it just says no to your opponent playing or summoning any non-wind monsters. So they have to commit their normally to get rid of it, or imperm it. But either way, they have to use a resource to turn this off. 9 times out of 10, if they don't open chalice droplets or imperm, they're going to have to normal summon, which will, again, if you have the map, will trigger the map. So you just go again. I mean, it's also pretty, it's good as well if you combo this with Riser. If you get sent to the grave, you just spin it back to deck and then search it again. It's quite recyclable with Riser. It's not just like a one use and that's it. On for the bigger birds. So I'm currently playing 2 N-Pen. I like 2 N-Pen. You know, at the end of the day, again, seeing with the new quick play spell, you can just banish it if you've got no other starters in hand. And again, if you open one, you don't have to usually even searching. You can search for something else that might be more versatile. So I like 2 N-Pen. I'm also playing 1 Snail at this point in time. I don't know how I feel about it. I have had a bad relationship with Snail in the past, where I've seen Snail too often without being able to summon. But like I said, with the new quick play, the consistency goes up. I think the Book of Moon effect on this is a bit underrated. I know the trap does it from grave when you tribute summon, but being able to do it on field without having to tribute summon against special summon monsters, I think is pretty good. And the fact it gives you the ability to have the additional normal summons, apart from just having to rely on the little birds effect resolving, I think it's pretty good as well. I'll see how I get on with it, but that's where I'm at for them at the moment. And I play 1 Mist Valley, Apex Avian, and 1 Riser. Self-explanatory. If you think, or if you're going into game 2 or game 3, you know your opponent's likely to be siding evenly or something like that, you could just make sure you sit on the avian, at least bait out that negate, and then obviously riser just to spin back problematic cards, or spin himself back, or recycle stuff out of your grave, and just kind of stack your opponent's deck to say, yeah, you're having that on top. I know you're drawing a dead card for turn. He's very, very good. Very good card. So the only hand traps I'm actually playing is in the main deck is the Dimension Shifter. I know a lot of builds are playing Ash and Imperm. I mean, yeah, I understand why. I would rather focus on potentially winning the dice roll and having enough to be able to stop my opponent playing game one and then side in the necessary additional cards on game two. Obviously, D-Shifter is really good. Turns off, I mean, it lessens the recycling of Sword Soul, because if they have to, when they synchro, all the stuff ends up getting banished. Yeah, it's just really good. It also turns off Forbidden Droplets, because they can't send as cost under Shifter. Really good cards. I personally think still one of the most underrated cards out of the tins. I'm glad they're finally getting recognition they deserve for their price point. So that's it for the monsters. Onto the spells now. So of course we have the 3 new, the quick play spell. I remember talking to my friend about saying, oh, what would you play this at? And I said, of course you play it at 3. Yeah, it's a hard once per turn. Opening multiples can be sad. However, you want to see it if the rest of your hand is a bit cloggy, or you don't open the right combo pieces. The fact it has the 500 life points, I don't understand why it has the option to give you 500 life points. It literally is just a win con in time if you're going into game 3 and you know you're going first and there's only a few minutes left. You know, you just drop that and effectively, you know, your opponent has to power through to get the damage on board. So like I said, this combos quite well with the big birds. If you open this in a big bird and no way to get it out, you can just banish that, banish the bigger bird to search for the little bird. And the fact it's just a quick play as well, helping Rabina and Eaglin and any of the little birds to dodge Imperm or dodge Veiler, it's always a plus. You know, it's a shame it gets banished, but you can just add it back afterwards anyway. I'm still surprised this wasn't the secret. However, going with the rest of the deck, you know, the map was an ultra. I get it. Such a good card. I'm so glad it's come out, and the price point again is not too bad at the moment. Still playing free map because, you know, why wouldn't you? Again, you know, it's a good way. Get the additional normal summon going, banish something from deck. I mean, you can banish any Floowandereeze card. So if you've opened Tokan, you've banished a combo piece that you're missing, or you just banish your Rabina or your Eaglin to get started with whatever you're missing. And the fact you can normal summon during your opponent's turn, it's just amazing. The one unexplored wins. You know, this card is so good, but you don't want to see multiples in your opening hand. The fact obviously you contribute off your opponent's stuff and it allows you to draw 2 is really good. Maybe there'll be a day it goes to 2 weeks, you want to see it more often, but again, it's recyclable off of the Stree and Token combo, so 1 is fine. So this might be a hot take. I'm playing 2 of the trap. Main reason being, you're more likely to see it in your opening hand. And again, it can just be a banish. No, it can't be a banish off the quick play. My mistake. It's just more likely to see it. And if your opponent, if you manage to open 2 and your opponent cosmics 1 or blows 1 out, you still have the other. If you don't want to chain it at that point that it's been targeted. And of course, obviously, when you tribute something if it's in the grave, it just has the Book of Moon effect as well. So I like to. I know the map. The map has the option to let you summon as well. However, sometimes if they target the map or the map's not there, sometimes you can just, if you don't have enough in your hand, you just set this and play with that. If I was going to cut anything to make room for something else, I probably would cut that to 1. But I'm trying it at 2, see how I get on. Again, another hot take. I'm playing the Scary Sea. If you go first and you manage to keep your Tribute Soul monster on board and they special summon, i.e. going into special summon from a hand or into any summon from the extra deck, this just says no and that's it. I found this is exceptionally good against Sword Soul, because if you set this, they summon a 10, you from activate the effect to summon from hand as a 10, you flip that, no, that's it. They can't do anything for the rest of the turn, and by that point you're in such a good position they can't come back. I really like this card. The fact you need to have a tribute summoned monster is a bit of a shame. However, I understand because it is such a powerful card. I play it at 1. You might disagree. That's just my opinion on that. So that's it for the Floowandereeze spells and traps. So I'm playing 3 one-offs. The 1 terraforming, the 1 called by, and the 1 gold sark. Obviously, it's just a combo starter if you have another bird in hand, just to banish the card you're missing. Called by kind of obviously will conflict with Dimension Shifter. However, if you don't open D Shifter and you're going first, and you normal summon a Try and Ash, at least you might have that just to get your combo going. It's just a backup plan, and obviously terraforming makes it 4 copies of, well, effectively a new quick play spell. Also lets you search for the map, so effectively you're playing 7 copies of map now with terraforming and the new spell. So yeah, it's good. So I'm currently playing as well, see, for more consistency, 3 prosperity and 3 duality. It just makes sense. I was trying extrav, however, I found sometimes I was drawing 2 cards that I'd sometimes rather just pick the one that I need. I'm debating cutting duality to 2 because the amount of times I see duality is very sad. I mean, like I said, if you can't afford prosperity, you do not need to play prosperity. You can play extrav if you have extrav. I would say either or would be required, but it doesn't have to be prosperity. The price point on the card is absolutely mad, which I find mind-boggling. But yeah, prosperity or extrav, that's it. Just boost your consistency, lets you see what you need to see. And then the final 3 cards, I'm playing 3 strike. It's good going first or second, I think. You know, like I said, you can just try and do stuff during your opponent's turn and just chain the strike at the right point. I like strike as a card. I think it's great. Now, I have got a bit of a mongrel extra deck built. I know there's optimal builds for extra decks. However, I don't ever go into the extra deck really. So I've just thrown something together as the banished fodder for prosperity, and with some cards that might be relevant to be used. So 2 Ferrigit and 2 Shuraig. You know, this is there in case you have to go into them. Like I said, it, you know, 9 times out of 10 these might be sent off of a if your opponent Maximus you. Again, you know, that allows you to search if you, depending on the amount of banished winged beast you have, search for a level equal to, or just draw 1, put 1 back. It, you know, you might go into them at some point. You never know they're there for that reason. You know, it's got a non-target banish. It's just there mainly for the prosperity banish on them ones. So again, going with the Maximus send, like I said, Nova, summon out Macabre, or you send in Tis to pop 2. Yeah, it's just there for that reason. So purely because they're level 1s, normal summoned, you can go into Almirage, and obviously you can go into Anima. Obviously you can't do it on the same turn you summon them and use their effects, but if you've got follow up, it's just there as a contingency, because you do stuff on your opponent's turn. You know, it's just, that's the only reason it's there. It's a nightmare package because I'm just trying to fill up the space. I don't see the point in having the rank 1 XCs or for the Zeus. I mean, I get why it's. I don't have a Zeus, so there's no point in me having the Zeus engine. I don't currently own a Zeus, so I'll just put other stuff in that might be relevant. Spin stuff back, archetypal skill drain, pops a car, pops a back row, pops a monster. Just a bit of a utility. And a 1 talk access code talker, just in case you end up going into it. But yeah, it's yeah, the extra deck is what it is. Like I said, I don't want to go on and on like I normally do in my videos, get up to 18, but I would be interested just to do a couple of test hands just to show obviously my thought process on the ratios. So I'm just giving the deck a quick shuffle and a cut to see how we get on with what type of hands we see, just so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. So that's not the worst hand at all. So I would probably, even regardless here, I would fire off the D shifter. Just stop, turn off the Veiler. And the beautiful thing is here, you've opened up the barrier statue, and you've got Tuck and you've got Eagle, and you literally can just gold Sark away for the Rabina. I mean, this turn effectively does end to an imperm, unfortunately, but you know that is the way it goes sometimes. But obviously, if this does go through, you could just normal summon Eaglin, chain link to Rabina, add Rabina back, Eaglin, just search out M-Pen, and you can normal summon Rabina effect a search. I guess a street just in case, because you never know. And resolution, tribute summon for M-Pen chain link 1, Eagle and chain link 2. Now you've got a few choices here. I mean, you've got no way to summon on your opponent's turn at this point, so you could either go for Dreaming Town, or you could go for a map. It'd be depending what you'd rather do. Obviously, the map would also give you an extra summon if you play it now to banish something else. And then this would be more for playing during your opponent's turn. But either way, they're still going to be staring down M-Pen, Stormins, unless they've opened double imperm to imperm both. They're not, or Chalice. You know, they're not droplets. Not be dropletting you because of shifter. So yeah. You know, it's still pretty good. It's a shame sometimes, like I said, you can't back it up with other things, but let's do another test hand quickly. Hopefully the new quick play will make an appearance in one of the hands. That would be nice. But, you know, what can you do? Give it a quick cut a couple of times. Right, let's see what we get. Prosperity, D shifter, Scary Sea, Cold Sark, and the trap. Right, okay, so we've opened no birds here at all. So fire off D shifter, because why not? I see people might ash to Prosperity here. That's actually a really, really, really sad hand, but we'll have hope that Prosperity doesn't get ashed here. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, you'd have the Rabina here, and then you just 9 times out of 10 people won't ash Prosperity, but there might be that one player that does. So it might just be a bait for an ash, but there you go. I mean, you could just Gold Sark here. Again, we still lose to a rogue ash, but if you are that worried, you know, you can just go normal summon 1/2, like last time. Add the M-Pen, not M-Pen, it's not M-Pen, it's Rabina. Shane, come on, behave yourself. Add the statue, normal summon, Eaglin effects. Add the M-Pen. Go M-Pen 1, Eaglin 2. Now we've already got the trap and the counter trap. So here we could add unexplored winds at this point, really, because we've got, like I said, you know, we already have the other things. I mean, like I said, that's base if your opponent does any hand traps like on that hand. Like some Flanders will, even with the new quick play spell, they will still suffer at times. Like if your opponent opens too many answers, it happens. You know, it's the same with any deck. But if your opponent opens nothing, it just goes to show you the power, like I said, that you can have, because actually you can normal summon that on the resolution of M-Pen. You know, you've got, I said you've got that, and that's live to tribute summon during your opponent's turn next turn as well. So it's just a few things you know, the deck is fairly versatile, and it's not as liable to bricking as last time. My hands might not have shown it this time, but hopefully we'll see the deck have some success in the future. I will try to take this to some of my locals to see how I get on, but thanks for watching. Just if you enjoyed the video, please just drop a like. You know, if you want to comment what you change, if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right, if you appreciate what I've said, or you think I'm just a raving lunatic, feel free to leave a comment and tell me as such. All feedback is appreciated. Unfortunately, I'm working for the next couple of days, so I won't have a chance to go to any of my locals over the immediate weekends. But if there's one on Sunday, I'll go to that and seeing how I get on. I might do a locals report, and then I'll be preparing. I've got work all next week, but I'll be preparing for the regionals in Chelmsford. So yeah, I'll do a new video as and when I can. Thank you for watching as always, and until next time, guys, stay safe and see you at the next one.